Daddy is good at hide and seek.
More from the unique Dave Allen on Sunday at 10:05. Angus Deayton sees out the old and welcomes in the new as the end of the year show coming up next on BBC One.
Good night. Thank you, and may your God go with you.
Try it again.
With the very finest vehicles.
I'm not an expert on road, but I don't think it's supposed to do that.
Skilled drivers.
Oi, don't have a crash.
Now, that is a shame. I was really looking forward to a smash-up today.
Expert management.
Zombie.
And absolutely no scandal.
Her husband said he was taking her out to lunch.
What do you mean, her husband? I'm her husband.
I just assumed it was her husband. No, he came out of the bedroom.
Cresta cabs are Roger and ready to go. Beginning January the 8th on BBC One.
Celebrate Hogmanay in style with a swinging ceilidh and a feast of music live from Edinburgh Castle.
Joining us from Boston, USA, music legend James Taylor.
Plus a whole host of other guests including Cabra Cayley, Phil and Ali, the BT Scottish Ensemble and singer-songwriter Dougie MacLean. Join us for the biggest night of the year. Hogmanay live from Edinburgh Castle.
BBC One, midnight.
Helping us to ring in 1998 with Big Ben at midnight, you're cordially invited to join the celebs for a tipple and a tittle now on BBC One. Mr. Deayton's End of the Year show.
Bit late.
Thank you, good evening, and welcome to another ending to another year as we look back at one of the most eventful years of the last 12 months. As you can see, we've temporarily borrowed number 10 Downing Street, a bit like the Labour Party, really. And, of course, it's only 7 months since Tony Blair first stood on this very doorstep with a huge mandate from the people, a huge majority in Parliament, and a huge cheque from Bernie Ecclestone. One of the major scandals of the year was, of course, the fate of Humphrey the Downing Street cat and whether Cherie had got rid of him. But I can now exclusively reveal that Humphrey is, in fact, lying quietly by the fireplace over there. There's a note for me on the desk here from the Blairs. Just have a quick look at it. What does it say? Dear Angus, have a lovely time. Please lock up afterwards. Keys under the stairs. Big key front door. Yale key back door. Small key launches full-scale nuclear assault on former Soviet Union. But you need to wiggle it a bit. So, 1997, what happened? Well, there was a general election in May, which, for anyone who gets their news from Channel 4's Big Breakfast, Labour won. But let's remind ourselves of some of the other headline stories. In Birmingham, the Millennium Committee unveils its plans for a thrilling new Midlands theme park. Friends of Fionn Jenkins are worried that since the wedding, William Hague is having too much influence on the way she looks. In an all-party committee, Paddy Ashdown gets told the Gary Glitter joke. Off the Cumbrian coast, concern grows that radioactivity is starting to affect jellyfish. In Chelsea, there are fears that oestrogen in the water supply is affecting 1 out of every 3 pensioners. Halfords reveal this year's best-selling Christmas present, a small attachment to indicate that you do not require your windscreen to be washed at traffic lights. In Derbyshire, police are alerted after a breakout from a Korean restaurant. And after a particularly strong prawn vindaloo, one Air India passenger finally realises why smoking is not allowed in the toilet. But enough of this trivia, let's get down to the serious business of pop music, as we kick off with a hugely talented performer who started as a little girl miming to Bucks Fizz records, but then so did Bucks Fizz. She made her debut with Naked, which sold 700,000 copies before people realised it was only a CD. Please go mad for Louise! So 1997 was the year of the Spice Girls and the Teletubbies, proving that you can make the same idea work twice. The Spice Girls movie was launched with the strapline, "They don't just sing," which proved correct. They can also just act, and a couple of them can just talk. On the 30th of March, Channel 5 started broadcasting. Before the launch, an army of trained retuners worked round the clock to ensure that every household in the country had a video that didn't work. One major disappointment of the year was the new 007 movie, not because of the film itself, but because of the casting of the new Bond girl, as most of us were hoping it would be the one thing we could watch this year that didn't have Carol Vorderman in it. One undoubted TV highlight was the emergence of Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala and Poe, whose brightly coloured monosyllabic antics appealed to young minds, especially those young minds attempting to revise for their finals. After the controversial departure of Tinky Winky comes the news that Dipsy is also to be replaced, but taking over the role in a rather surprising piece of casting is Neil Kinnock. Neil, thank you for joining us. Do you think it was a slightly strange decision to offer you the part?
I think it was bizarre.
And you'd agreed to do it until...
1999.
So how much acting experience do you need to make a good Teletubby?
Very little, I would imagine.
So not embarrassed by the indignity of it all? But what about the high respect people have for you?
It doesn't exist. It never will exist.
And you intend moving to Teletubby land? And... any chance of resurrecting your political career afterwards? Stupid question, sorry. So lastly, how do you look in the costume?
It gives a new meaning to you. You must think I'm green.
Super, well, thanks, Neil, and look out for next Christmas's #1, Teletubbies Say Boyo. But now a quick roundup of showbiz gossip. For those of you who have been waiting for an astronomer on a xylophone, you need wait no longer.
Show business.
Yep, as a brush. At a concert in Turkey, there are signs that the Spice Girls are starting to miss the input of their manager. In gratitude for his latest series, the BBC reward Alan Titchmarsh with a company car. Archaeologists find evidence of a civilization that worshipped Barry Manilow. High above the Thames, in a moment of drama, onlookers tell a suicidal businessman that it probably is the right thing to do. And in Manchester, Liam Gallagher's dealers get the supplies in for his New Year's party. Incidentally, later in the show, Queen guitarist Brian May tells us why he's given up music to become an Albanian liberation fighter. Well, in the world of show business, Zoe Ball is very much flavour of the month, nay year, but few are aware of just how hard she works. Of course, most of what she does is for the BBC, which does work very much in her favour, as we can see here in a typical day in the life of Zoe Ball.
Now, here's a band I'd be in if I wasn't so tall. They're cool. They're all saints.
That's Zoe Clear, coming to 3 next, and 3.
Yes, that'll do.
Where's Zoe? Get her in the studio, or on the set. Get her there. Zoe.
And if you'd like to speak to any of our guests today, or you'd like to play Grab It to Rabbit, this is the phone number to ring.
811. Get out of the friggin' way! What's his name? Green. It's not lit.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Coming up, Major Hollis will be here, and a Weep Suede Sting to shop 'em or drop 'em.
The music.
Return to track with Zoe, opposition, and Cucus.
Now, here's 3 brothers who've made a bit of a name for themselves. They're back, they're getting bigger, they're handsome.
That's Zoe Clear.
Well, we did hope she was going to join us tonight, but unfortunately she's presenting Panorama. Here to look at the wacky world of show business is an actress and writer who knows all there is to know about showbiz, having been on stage for 28 years with barely a break. That's the last time she hosted the Royal Variety Performance. A woman who, in Who's Who, listed her main pastime as full-time guilt, but felt so bad about it she had it changed. Please welcome Maureen Lipman. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
Happy almost New Year.
Yes. What would you almost be doing at this time of the year?
Well, I generally go to a vast, glittering show business party.
Right.
Or I might...